Okay everybody, let's make this portfolio assignment. Let me get you started doing a little bit of design work in Word, which I would only advocate using Microsoft Word occasionally for design work, for simple design work, because there are better products like Microsoft Publisher, a fantastic one for like newsletters and trifold brochures, things like that. I would use Publisher over Word, but sometimes you do, so I'm going to show you the basics. In our class, I'm going to have you do a portfolio cover, as if you are creating a paper portfolio cover, because sometime you might need to do that. So the first thing, you're going to have 4 things on your portfolio cover: your name, the course you're in, and the term. So this is winter 2012. The last item is going to be a picture. And so I'm going to come up here and insert a picture. Here it is. Now I have to know my drives in order to remember how to find my documents. If you're at home, you might have documents in your libraries, like in your pictures folder. If you're at school, though, you might need to find your memory stick. And so your memory stick is always under computer. And then you have to look down here and remember your C drive is the hard drive, which is inside your laptop or in the tower. DVD, no. Superstar, yes. Okay, so I can look through here. There's my pictures. And I look at that and I think, oh, what was that again? Which one was it? I'm going to change it to extra large icon so I can see which picture do I want to use. The goat one's kind of cute. That one's funny. Might be offensive to some though, so I'll not do that, but just in case you need to laugh, and hopefully you found it funny because it was meant in lighthearted jest. So this one kind of has a lot going on. I'm going to go with this more simple photo, and yes, that is me. I got to go to the Bahamas once. It was amazing. First thing I'm going to do is shrink this down because it's obviously huge. Now let's see where it has gone. There we go. Also, still way too big. So I'm going to go here to this thing called the crop tool. So let me back up one step. I have the picture selected here, so that's why I can see I have the green thing. I can tilt it, right? That brings a contextual tab up called Picture Tools, which means here's a tab and a row of buttons that all have to do with just that picture. So I'm going to crop it first because it's just a little bit too big. When you hit the crop, it stays orange like that, and then it gives you this goofy sort of black corners. And if you, there we go, crop that down a little bit. And it doesn't crop it automatically. It lets you look at what you've done and say, oh yeah, that's good. And so I'm going to say, yep, that's what I want. Click the crop one more time and it's made the crop for me. Now these are resizing, and it's important not to use the side ones or the top ones because those will stretch and distort the image. You always want to make sure to use the corners. Keeps your aspect ratio correct and true, and then it doesn't look goofy. And on this rotation, that's this one here, I'm going to go more options, and I want the rotation set to 0, so I want to make sure it was completely flat. Okay, now since I know what these words are and I know they're spelled correctly, I'm going to switch to one-page view. And I know that's really small, but it helps me figure out how to place everything and how the white space looks on the page, so it's balanced. All that kind of good things. I want to work on my font here. So let's go back to home, and I could pick things here, or I can go to my font dialog box, and now I can have lots more choices. So my favorite font is Comic, and the fact that I have a favorite font probably raises the geek factor for you, and that's okay. I'm good with it. I'm accepted my geekiness. I'm going to go big. I'm going to go big because this is about me. And when your portfolio is, you trying to get a job, needs to be about you, needs to be big. You need to be able to see clearly, who are you? What's your name again? You don't want them guessing. You want them to know the name. You want to see it enough and big enough that it's clear. I'm going to highlight these two, just drag them right down. See how I've got that little square on my arrow? That means I'm dragging something. And if you look over here, you can see a little dotted line that's popping back and forth. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Just kidding. I'm going to drop it right there. So now I have, I'm going to get rid of that. One last hard return because that might affect the balance of my page and possibly make it print one extra blank page at the end, and I hate that. I'm going to center everything. Okay, so now I've still got way too much white space here at the bottom, so let's bring that down. Bring that down. Maybe enlarge this. Now, one of the things, when you get too large, you might see it start to pixelate, which is sort of get fuzzy. You right-click on it, and I think it's change size and position, and no, that's not the one. Apologize. This would be if you wanted to change the picture. Let's go with format picture. No, even though these say sharpen and that sort of thing, I'm looking for the box that says exactly your percent. Oh, this is the right one. Okay, it was the first one I went to. I apologize. The original size, it gives me the original one, which is huge, 22 inches by 27 inches. So my scale is 28% of the original. So that's why I'm not pixelating, even though I'm getting really big. But if you find it's pixelating, you need to come here, and that was under the size dialog box, and take it back down to 100% or like the original size, and I can help you in class if you have trouble with that. So I'm going to do some manual returns there to space it out a little bit. Let's get this a little bit bigger. Wow, too big. Okay. Yeah, that's getting better. You can put a line under your name. This is your bottom border. You can come down here and do all the borders and shading. So you have a choice between the border of what you have highlighted, page border, and shading what you have highlighted. So I'll show you here. We've got lots of choices on the kinds of line, so I could pick that one. And I put it all the way around. I don't want it all the way around. I only want it on the bottom. And maybe I'll change the color to blue. Oh, fancy. And there we go. And I'm sure that's blue if you get really close to it. At least I hope so. I'll put a border on this picture. So at first I select the picture so I can get the Picture Tools Contextual tab up. Click on Format. And these are all picture styles. And the cool thing about these is you can hover over them and it changes the picture below, so you can see what it's going to look like. And you can sort of you can pick out which one you really like. Oh, way too dark. Circle. No. That's kind of a cool one. If I got rid of a hard return there, I can fit everything in. So I like that. I'd probably go with that. But I want to show you borders around the page. So here we're going to go back down to Borders and Shading. And we have a Page Border tab. So you can add lots of different kinds. So I'll say a box that's simply going to go around the edge of the border, that red edge of the page. And you can pick all these cool lines to do. But you can also do art, which is crazy wild. And you can pick any of these. And sometimes they look a little obnoxious, but they're kind of fun. Depending on what the flyer is for, or the document's for. There's some hearts. Very nice. We could use word art here instead. Let me just hit a space bar. When I deleted it the first time, it got rid of everything. But if I gave just a space, it retained my line there and my font, which is kind of what I wanted. So we'll go here to Insert, Word Art. And we have lots of different options. That's kind of nice. And I'll just enter my text. There we go. And WordArt Go is created in a text box, which means it can float and be placed anywhere. Okay, let's take away the non-printing characters. I might get rid of that line now that I have the word art there. And I can size this down how I want it. There you go. Looks good. Thanks very much.